So the next topic is about legacy today versus someday. And so what this is really about is, are we delaying for, someday into the future? So how do we help founders see that legacy isn't built after an exit, it's actually built in real time? And so there are a lot of ways to think about or to look at this that are really important. And so what I would say about building legacy someday versus today is, if it matters, it's measurable. And you're not just going to all of a sudden someday show up and it's legacy time, like time to build your legacy. Especially when we think about our kids. 80% of the time I think that you will spend with your kids in terms of like literal time with them happens or occurs by about the age of 12. So that means that basically the overwhelming preponderance of the time that we get with our kids, who we were put on this earth to love, to mentor, to lead, to, literally breathe life into, and to prepare them for the world in some shape, form, or fashion, to serve the Lord and serve the kingdom, we've got 12 years to do that. And so if you say, well, listen, kids, time out, I'll get back to you when you're 18 or when you're 20 or when you're 24. I've got bad news for you. You've missed it. They're not going to put their life on hold. And you know this, if you think about it. They're not going to put their life on hold for you to get back to them when it's convenient or when you can. So legacy is, a lot of times thought of in terms of like wealth or wealth transfer. But what I'll share with you is, legacy is far more than financial resources. Legacy is values. Legacy is habits. Legacy is traditions, experiences, all those types of things. Like, for instance, one of the traditions that my family has in terms of legacy is we all love sports. And so as a result of the fact that we all love sports, then what's actually happening is we grew up loving to do game day food, for example. So when it was football season or basketball season or whatever, we did game day food. So that was part of the Wyndham family legacy, if you will. And so what would that be? Well, everybody got input. Sometimes it would be homemade fried chicken fingers and French fries. Sometimes it would be steaks on the grill. Sometimes it would be using the Traeger and smoking a butt or some wings or something cool like that. Or sometimes we went the unhealthy route and we fried some wings and fries. So, but legacy someday means that there won't be much of a legacy. And I think founders so often feel like, I watched my own father do this, where I truly believe he was doing what he thought was best, providing. The problem is that he missed out on the vast preponderance of me growing up and my siblings growing up. And so then by the time he had generated the wealth and the resources and he showed back up, we had missed a lot of the formative years for relationship that comes from depth of spending time together. And can you make it up? You can. But it's never exactly the same. And here's the issue. When you delay your legacy with your kids, you're also delaying or putting in jeopardy the legacy for your family and your foundation, which is what a lot of people are actually trying to build for. So what that means is, when you don't have the emotional glue, when you don't have that influence, that impact in the life of your own kids, then it also very, very commonly, overwhelming preponderance of the time, it has an impact on your ability to have influence and impact on your grandkids. And so this is one of the reasons why when founders are looking to build legacy, they have to understand that legacy is far more than just finances. It's skills, it's experiences, it's values, it's traditions. It's all of these things that ultimately equip your family to be able to steward, lead, and serve one another, the community, and to leverage finances for the kingdom.